Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, May 2nd. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. I have it in ones because I want to show you something. I want to show you something pretty important that turned out to be a huge nuance on the day. Apple earnings come out at 4:30. Let's start with this. Righty has an inside day and an afternoon pullback in G. They ended with overlap and a higher value. They're in balance on their daily still. Big balance. Okay? ES and NQ are still down on the daily. Now, NQ barely took out yesterday's low, only by about 10, 11 handles. You can treat it as an inside day tomorrow if you'd like. They end with an afternoon pullback in G. And that's it. They had two sets of single prints, that got filled. It was kind of a mini replay of yesterday, going trend in K and L, only to have Mo take it back. We also went trend, took it back. The difference is Mo didn't keep going to the downside like it did yesterday and close at the day's lows, actually pushed back up. So we end with an afternoon pullback low and the day's high and low. Barely overlapping a higher value for us, and Q ended overlapping a higher. We're still down on the daily. Now, the reason I have it in ones because there's an incredible visual point. I want to show you, before we go over my trading, we knew there was going to be tremendous chop today. We got it. We knew A's high from yesterday was going to be a level of interest still. Well, how much of interest was it? Well, look what we did for a good part of the morning and into the afternoon, especially in ES. We traded through it. Look where our volume pocket, all the volume was done. That's indecision. Just like you go back and forth through an opening sometimes a lot, that's the same thing. It's a very visual area. That's where change attempted to take place yesterday, only to have it fail. Then we open above it this morning, only to have it fail. Well, this third time now today, we did close above it. We'll see what happens after Apple and non-farm payroll tomorrow. So we'll see if the third time is the charm to get going to the upside, to stop the one-time framing down the daily and get back into that 15th range and try to take back more of those distributions or not. So where's the nuance? Look at this. And I hope you can see it because it's so important. The profile paints such a very nice picture overall. It's very visual. But these little things, can lead to some huge moves. So what do I mean? Well, when H opened, I told the room. So what I am looking for now, and the reason I said that, we have to go back a time frame. When G pulled back, we didn't have an IB high or low yet. But when G pulled back, I said, you know what? Value low's been being pulled up. The bears had a good chance in B period. Yes, we got the overnight low, but we didn't get the IB low yet. Bears had a good chance in B period to get going. They didn't. POC was 7 for 7 at that point at B's high. So when G pulled back actually in both of these, I said, I think it's a decent risk reward long. Now, at the time, NQ's half back was right there. Now, obviously, it got lifted because we went trend up and ripped half back up. I took the trade in NQ. I didn't take it in ES. Should have, but I didn't. But it worked out very nicely in NQ. Now, so why is that important? Because then when H opened, I told the room, look, if G's low hold, three things you want to see happen now to think the bulls have a chance to get this going now. And this is what you get in this room for a very, very affordable price. Okay? Look to see if H doesn't get to B's high to go 8 for 8 wide. That's a nuance. Look to see not only doesn't it get that, but it doesn't get below A's high. We traded through back and forth through A's range from yesterday where change attempted to take place 7 times. Well, look what happened. I got long. I held, you know me, I didn't hold it much, but I still got long. And again, I have to really be strong on this. It's not about my trading. knowing anything about my trade. It's about reading the market. Doesn't matter if I hold it for 2 points, 20 points, or 200 points. It's reading the market. That's what I'm trying to help people do, and then they use their methods and their trade ideas. So I did get long here. I said, look, if you get long, I think I got long at 64.50. 2 ticks off H's low. I said you could use B's high as you're out or A's high as you're out. Or two, right? A's high from yesterday, 62 and a quarter. Risk 2 points. If you did that and you're a better trader than me, meaning you can hold it, look what this market did for you. Now, I got paid on it. Again, I know what type of trader I am. But look what this market did for you if you long 64 or 65. HIJKL. Now, I'm not saying you're going to hold it up to there. But if you did, it's 36 handles. On a one lot, that's $2,000, close to $2,000. If you took more than a one lot and you were using destinations, well, you could have used D's high as your first out for 9 handles because you don't know if you're going to get back into the sell tail. You could have used the opening as your second because you don't know if you're going to get above that. And you could have used A's high. But the bottom line is once we got this high, the odds of taking out the opening and the IB high were good. Excuse me, because we didn't have either IB yet. We did have the overnight low, but we didn't have the IB. So even if you use those targets on a 3 lot, D's high, the opening, and A's high, that's an incredible trade. But if you had a 1 lot and you said, you know what, I'm going to hold this because I think we're going to get the IB high, it's a fantastic trade. That's what we talk about all day in the room, looking for things like that. That's just an incredible little thing to look for, just like the G pullback was. That gave me actually better MGI to take the long in G because for me, I thought this could be our afternoon pullback, and it was. And it was. So do you see how those things are so important when it comes to the market profile and learning to read a market? We dig so deep inside of this. Very, very important. Now, I had a rough start to the day because I didn't respect how much they can move it. I took a long in A period in NQ when NQ opened and pushed down pretty hard to A's high. Now, I got paid on that. It went back up. When it started going back down again, I said, I'm not doing that. Then I turned to the short side in NQ because I thought when we came down and got the overnight low, I'm like, wow, I thought a short against going back now again. The way I longed it, I thought shorting it was a good short. Well, that was wrong. Started ripping up, got out for a loss. Did it again in B period. When B period pulled down, I did take 1 short to get A's low. That was a nice one. However, now that we had the overnight low and the one-time framing, when it pulled back up, I'm like, okay, I think that's a decent I think we're going to stay below. I didn't even think we'd get even back as high as we did. Gave back what I made. I didn't short it below A's low. Still gave back, though, what I made because it pushed up. And then in D period, in ES, I thought we had a good chance with ebbing and flowing to hold it. I thought we ended up doing in H. We might get going in D. Lost on that one. It was above the 144, got down to it, took it off. So I had 3 losses in a row after that first winning trade in A. Got my act together with the long in G period in NQ on that afternoon pullback. That was a very nice one. Did take that long, like I said, in H to stop the one-time framing and get going. That was a nice one. And then I also longed NQ in H period to take out the day's high because you can still see they were building energy. That was a nice one. I had a 3 lot at 92, and I took it for 30 points, 92 to 02 on a 3 lot, so 30 points. So not a huge day because I had gotten hurt early, still finished green. More importantly, I think I saw the market well. Now, the one thing I did not expect, and again, this is respecting how much they can move a market, I didn't think we would even attempt to go trend. Well, we did. They gave it back, But it doesn't matter. Now, I didn't get hurt. I didn't get short. I was like, I'm not going to long it, but I'm certainly not going to short it either yet. I didn't think we'd get anywhere near yesterday's highs, but I was quite surprised. NQ had 2 sets of single prints. Righty had 2 at one point, and we had 1. Well, lo and behold, we gave it back. But the purpose of saying this is, if I had shorted K saying, well, we're not going to go trend in ES, so I'm short 90 or 91. We got the IB high. We got the overnight high. Okay, I'm short 91. We're not going trend. Well, guess what? K period ended up going to 98. So it's, just because I'm not expecting it doesn't mean it won't happen. And even though we went to 98 and then we went up to 5,100, we still rolled over and gave it all back. But there's no way you're going to be holding that up there. At least you really shouldn't be. So just little things like that hopefully helps people who are watching these videos. And this is what we do all day for a 6.5-hour webinar. Upside today is 505.89 in SPY. The downside is 501.32 afternoon pullback. And today's low 499.95. Upside, I did not mark it. Look at that. Didn't even mark it yet in ES. Upside in ES is 5,100.75. Our downside is our afternoon pullback low of 54.50 and today's low of 36.25. Now, let's go to the charts. I know this is a long one. I hope, though, when they're long like this, I'm really hoping they're helping you, I'll just show you the daily real quick. That's a nice finish, nice little, just the way yesterday's close was very ugly. Today's is very nice. But does it matter? I don't know. Yesterday we had an ugly close, but look, we took back a lot of it. So bottom line is this. We're one-time framing down for 3 days. We'll see if we come out of that. Stop one-time framing down by taking out tomorrow's high. The day that really has to be resolved is still April 15th because we've not gotten into any of the other distributions other than the lower one. I hope you had a good day trading. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel. Come check out my new website, camelbacktrading.org. All different pricing there. There's something for everybody. Rest up, enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening.